Woo! What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So, guys, I put in my mind, I was starving. I'm hungry right now. So I put in my mind, I said, well, what do I want to make for dinner? And I started thinking, I want to try something different that I haven't done yet. I love stuffed peppers. So I thought, why not make my own version of a stuffed pepper? Normally you mix the meat with the rice and you do this and you do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take these two beautiful peppers. One of them has a sticker on it somewhere. Got to get that off of there. And once I get the one, big hands, little sticker. So this is the, I don't even know what I was just talking about. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to make the simplest and I guarantee delicious peppers that you will maybe ever see. What I'm doing is I'm just starting with your typical orange pepper. All right, got two of those. One of them stands, one of them doesn't. So when I bake them, I will put them together so they both are standing. I just realized I am going Pampered Chef crazy. So I have a Pampered Chef little pan right here, a little deep pan. I have this really cool Pampered Chef stone pizza plate. I've got a little rubber spatula that's Pampered Chef and a super sharp, I'm a knife guy, I can't say sharp. Super sharp Pampered Chef little knife here that I, for some reason, can't get back into the sheath because I'm so this is it. Rather than taking a bunch of rice and mixing it with the beef and making it very heavy into the body, full of carbs and stuff like that, I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is I'm taking ground bison, right? Healthier, less cholesterol, less fat, more protein, just awesome. Bison is the way to go. But you could use ground beef. You could use any kind of beef you want. And here's the easy thing, or the thing with this recipe, even though I'm still working it, it's in my head. It's simple. You can use whatever you want. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll even show you real quick. I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to stab in at an angle to cut away the top of the pepper, right? So I want to hollow this guy out here, and I don't want to take too much off because I want to fill it encased. A lot of people will cut the top of the pepper off, then you put all your burger and stuff on there and it just falls out. I like to leave it so it's more coned. And when I say I like to leave it, I just thought of that and it just came to my head. So I've never made a stuffed pepper before except the ones you just reheat from Costco. But I love stuffed peppers. So now I'm just going to take my knife. I'm going to cut out all the inside stuff and get rid of all the extra seeds and whatnot. And I will show you. This is how easy it is. I'm doing it while I'm talking to you. And it's just simple. So I got that. Just pulling it out with my fingers now. And just like that. One more little piece. I have a hollow pepper. That was easy. Where's that damn button from Staples? That was easy. So I have two, so I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do with the beef is I'm just going to put the beef in here. That's it. I'm going to put it on some heat, and I'm going to use this to go just keep mishing it up so it cooks fine, right? Little small ones. Then what I'm going to do is add some of this steak sauce. You can find it at your grocery store. This stuff is amazing. It's sweet. It's really, really good. And it does a whole lot of joy to the meat. Now, that's all I was going to do, but I figure why not add some onion to it? You don't have to. You can add whatever you want, right? This is the beauty of a recipe like this. It's just go as you go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat the oven already because that's how fast this is going to go. So I'm going to preheat it 350, right? It's going to get up to 350. By the time this burger is done, that's going to be ready. So the only ingredients I need is the pepper, some kind of marinade. I'm using this, beef, and cheese. That's it. That's all you need. And it's going to be fantastic. Let me get the other pepper ready. I'll show you in a minute. All right, so I have two hollowed peppers, right? And that's how they're going to sit. Once the beef is done, I'm just going to fill them up, and I'm going to use my cheese, and that's it. So right now I'm going to put some beef in a pan. All right, so my beef is in a pan. All I'm going to do is throw it over some heat, let it start to cook and brown. Do that. As I do that, I will add some onion. And then as it gets closer to being cooked, but not fully cooked, don't wait till it's fully cooked because you want this taste inside the meat. Just don't need to do it yet. Didn't have to butter, no oil, no nothing. Just put the beef in there. It's going to make its own grease. Even bison, which is low in fat, will still make its own grease. Hold on. All right, so for those of you who have some kind of mental issue and have never done this, all I'm doing is I take the meat in block form like this. Watch this. Watch how simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Now I'm going back the other way, and boom, now it's separated. So now I just do this, and then as it's browning on one side, I just keep turning it and continue to jab and stab until the meat is in finely separated little pieces, and that's going to only take a minute or two. So I will show you in literally like a minute or two, but for you, no time at all. Okay, so now that it's browning, right, that's when I'm going to start to add this. And some of you may be saying, why do you wait until it's browning before you add this? And I wait until it's browning to add things to it because the meat is going to naturally lubricate the pan, just naturally, but it has to heat up first. All right, so rather than putting this on a dry pan and burning it to the pan, which a lot of people do all the time, I am waiting until the pan is lubricated before I add the stuff I want to put in there. Even the marinade will burn to a pan if you add it right away. So to avoid unnecessary burning and ruining a pan, which that one won't because it's a fantastic pan, I just wait until there's enough natural burger grease before I start adding all my stuff. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so you see my meat is browned, right? And you can see that the heat on the oven is only at 280, which means that's how fast this stuff cooks up. Now, you don't want to overcook your beef before you're putting it in, because even though it's only going in the oven long enough for the cheese to melt. You're not putting it in the oven to cook it. You're putting it in the oven to just melt things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the heat to very, very low and just let everything simmer, right? Because you're better off with slightly undercooked meat than you are slightly overcooked meat when you're cooking with beef, because beef you can actually just rip out of a package and eat raw. So knowing I'm sticking it in the oven for 5 minutes, even if it was undercooked, it would still, no problem, be right on. I don't want to overcook it at all. So I'm turning the heat off now, and I will show you that this is cooked really, really well. I know sometimes the camera can make it look pink when it's not. It is not at all pink. It is fully cooked. And so what I'm going to do now is, while I'm at 305, I can start to fill my peppers. So what I want to do is most people, what they'll do is they'll put the beef with the rice and everything right inside the pepper, and then they'll put the cheese on top. That's great, but I like it cheesy. So what I'm going to do is slightly different. I'm going to put my pan right on top of my Captain America cutting board there, and I'm going to look for the spatula that I just had. I'm going to put just a single little scoop of meat, just like that, right into my pepper. And I'm going to do it over the meat pan. That way I don't spill anywhere else. So now what I'm going to do is, once I do that, guys, this is so freaking easy. I'm going to take a little bit of cheese, right? And I'm going to put it on top of the first scoop. So I have a scoop of meat with some cheese on top. Simple, right? So it's got to kind of be like a parfait. Now I'm going to take more meat, and I'm going to put more meat on top of the cheese. So automatically the cheese on the inside is already going to start to melt, because the time you want it in the oven is just enough to melt that cheese and really, really start to brown it. So I'm just going to repeat process. I'm taking some cheese, dropping it in my pepper, and I'm going to use my finger as a little masher and pound it down a little bit. And now the rest I will fill with the meat. All right, so I will show you. I want to get all that meat completely filled in there so it's coming bursting right from the top like a little pepper volcano. And I will show you what that looks like right about now. So here is my filled up pepper, right? Cheese, beef, all on the inside. So now what I need to do, I should have done the one that stands on its own first because now this one wants to fall over. So I will balance that somewhere it won't fall over. And hopefully, good. Yum. What am I looking at? 345. So all I have to do is stack the next pepper by repeating process. Meat, cheese, meat, cheese, meat. Hold on. Okay, so I'm starting to, here we go, right over here. Do that, all right? I'm setting them up. And now I'm going to put cheese all across the top. I mean, I'm going to cheese the snot out of these buggers because I want cheese to just melt all the way over and literally just coat the side of the pepper with melted cheese. And that's the angle I'm going for, so that's what I'm going to do because I want some cheese on my pepper, right? So put a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more. I'll show you. I'll show you, guys. I'll show you. Oh, man. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the cheese and just pressing it down lightly on top. And so now I will show you what we are looking at. Oh, Nelly. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So all that's left is to stick it in the oven. And it should take about 5 minutes, maybe somewhere in there. So it took about literally 5 minutes to get this far because you saw, oh, there goes 350. You saw that's how long it takes for the oven to heat up. Is it takes less time to get the food done and prepared than it does to actually heat up the oven. So oven is open. I'm going to carefully move my peppers so I don't knock down the one that's balancing. And if it, oh crap, if it falls down, oh well. Oh, those are going in. Oh, it's falling. Those are going in. Oh, I'm going to try to hold it while I push it in so they don't fall down. Holy moly. So, let's see. What time we got? 7:30 on the dot. 7:30 on the dot. We'll see how long it takes. Okay, it is 7:35 on the dot. Let's see how these peppers are doing. Ooh, the moment of truth. Oh my goodness. Look at those. Now they're pretty much done. I just want to let the cheese brown a little more. So I'm going to actually give it another minute. And literally by 7:36, 7:37, I'm going to pull them out. I just want the cheese to cook, to brown. You know what I mean? Right now, it's oozy gooey cheesy. I like that, but a little bit brown. A little bit brown just makes it work. A little bit brown helps you go down. All right, hold on. Hello, I am the happy dinosaur. All right, so this is the deal. I told you I wanted the cheese to go ooey gooey and run down the side of the pepper. Look at this. Look at what the cheese is doing. It's starting to darken up a little bit, but you can see right here, it's starting to come down like a lava flow. And that right there is exactly what I want. It's 7:37 right now, and it's starting to brown. So, I mean, it's just, I'm just browning to personal taste now. It was done 2 minutes ago, but I want the cheese to be more donner. Oh, they're done. I didn't let them brown as much as I wanted because I'm just getting way too antsy and I want to eat them. I know the camera's not showing, but they are kind of browning over here a little bit, just getting nice and toasty on the edges. Whew, wow. Now it's the true test. Oh, the put it on a fork test. The find a fork to put it on test. This is where it's at. So I am going to very cautiously carve out a little spot here. Ooh, it's so hot and gooey. Let's see. Let us see. Oh, I want to get some more of that on there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So there is going to be the first bite. Mmm. Whoa! Oh, that's so good. How easy was that? 10 minutes basically, and you're done. Homemade stuffed peppers in 10 minutes. If you want to pretend you're a cook, make it look like you're a cook. If you just want to be a cook, that's the way to do it. And underneath all of this is melted cheese. Oh my gosh. That's good. All right, guys. I'm going to go enjoy these. That was as simple as it gets. If you can't do that, I don't even know. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go eat them. I am Donnie B all day. Until next video.